Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog have quite the strategy to figure out here against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and adorable Adrian Adonis, who have just a whole trio of madness in their corner in Cowboy Bob Orton and Jimmy Hart, as well as Bobby the Brain Heenan. This match is officially underway, and Mr. Wonderful going right after the Hulkster, not wasting any motion, just unloading these hefty rights. Hogan able to turn things around. Hogan now hammers away on Paul Orndorff. Adrian Adonis tried to get involved. What is this? The Ace isn't even in the match. Cowboy Bob Orton isn't even in this thing. It's just becoming a chaos. Uh-oh, look at where Adrian Adonis is, all trapped up and tied up in the ropes. Such an unfortunate turn of events. However, the main focus is the boot that lands picture perfect on the face of Orndorff. Maybe it didn't. Orndorff pulling Hogan outside of the ring. However, Hogan blocks the shot as Orndorff tried to send Hogan face first into that steel guardrail. Here comes Adonis going after Hogan. Adonis hits hard into the post. And a shot for Orton is there too. And an atomic drop. And a trade of blows between JYD and the Hulkster to Mr. Wonderful, who is Mr. Wobbling right now. What a shot by JYD, who is now the legal man. He's got that dog in him. He's measuring up, scaring off Adonis and Orndorff. There's just a different jive when it comes to JYD. What a unique tag team. Who would have thought that Junkyard Dog and Hulk Hogan would work so well as a tag team? Their personalities, very unique personalities, but with a common enemy, anything is possible. Mr. Wonderful trying to pull himself back up to his feet in the corner. He's been through it, that's for sure. Paul Orndorff has certainly had the worst of it in the early parts of this matchup. Goes back in the corner and the tag is made. Here comes adorable Adrian Adonis. Now this is a matchup. The flamboyant Adrian Adonis and Junkyard Dog. Let's see how this one plays out. Seemingly, we're going to measure up for a collar and elbow tie-up. However, Adonis had other plans. Instead, JYD realized what was going to happen, able to turn things around. And Cowboy Bob Orton trying to back away, saying, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm just here. Hogan's just sick of it. I don't blame him. But this is allowing Adrian Adonis to go after Hogan. What's he got? Seems that he's choking Hogan out with something. It's hard to tell with what. There's something around the neck of Hogan, some sort of wrap of some sort. What's going on in the ring now, though, is the legal part of this matchup between Adrian Adonis and Junkyard Dog. Hogan working his way back up to his corner. Meanwhile, in the ring, JYD ducks and a blow that catches flush to follow up with a headbutt, and down goes Adonis. And here comes the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan coming in hot, messing with Adonis, mocking the adorable one. Sends Adonis hard into the corner. Well, at least the self-proclaimed adorable one. There ain't really much to be said about being adorable when it comes to Adrian Adonis. But I digress on that subject. The fact of the matter is, Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog are doing a great job right now at pacing this thing out properly to keep the attack on Adrian Adonis now that Junkyard Dog is back in this. Adrian Adonis trying to turn things around, has a sleeper hold applied on JYD. Sometimes you got to figure out a way to put a dog to sleep. And this just might be the way to do it. How to tame a dog. Meanwhile, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff trying to get into the ring. Pulling back into the center of the ring. Hogan thought he had that tag there. Sends free. This could be an opening for JYD to make the tag to the Hulkster. Hogan's got that tag rope tight, letting everybody know he wants in it. Adonis trying to do everything he can to block it, holding onto the leg, and Mr. Wonderful comes off the top, just stomping away on JYD, and a cheap shot to Hogan. Hogan's pissed. And the referee trying to tell Hogan he's got to get back in his corner. That's a naked choke. And a cheap shot to the throat by Mr. Wonderful. Absolutely disgraceful. And a cover. JYD able to get up at 2. Not quite enough. It's going to take a little bit more than that. JYD trying to fire himself up, trying to get back up to his feet. This is a rough position right now if you're JYD. The way that Paul Orndorff is pulling back on the neck. But a nice shot. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and to do by what is necessary, JYD gets a shot to the eye. What a right by JYD. The sound of that right. Both men were thinking the same thing, and they both hit each other with a right at the same time, and both men crashed and burned into the mat simultaneously as JYD is so close to making this tag. It's desperate. It's needed. Oh, come on. So close, but Adrian Adonis just had to stick his nose in it. And Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff with a scoop and an elbow from Adonis to follow up on JYD. Up at the top. Up on the middle rope, however. Caught is Mr. Wonderful. And here he comes. Hulkamania. The Hulkster is about to run wild. Hulk Hogan exploding all on Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And then goes after adorable Adrian Adonis. The boot to Orndorff. What is this? That's sleazy Jimmy Hart trying to get some help from Bob Orton. And the leg drop connects. That's clean. All of it is enough for victory. And a nice victory here for Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog. What a matchup. I could say it was definitely lopsided, considering that it was like 4 or 5 on 1. There was just so much going on. A unique tag team match as this iconic once, perhaps, maybe it's more than once, maybe it's just once. But Hulk Hogan and JYD certainly work together well. The icon of Hulkamania and the doggity dog, the Junkyard Dog, build a duo that secures the victory over Adrian Adonis and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, despite the fact that there was Cowboy Bob Orton and Jimmy Hart in the corner. And it seems like the other team isn't done. They're not very pleased by how this thing ended. Hogan telling them to bring it. Hogan and JYD are ready for more. Cowboy Bob Orton is thinking about getting involved in this. I don't think you want any more of the Hulkster, and you certainly don't want any more of JYD. When these two are fired up, who knew these two would be such a great tag team? Who would have thought? But nonetheless, what a tag team match.